to the morning show. Good morning, Andy.
How are you, Bart?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Snow this morning, a little bit has fallen, but the temperature will be warming up over the next few days, so the snow that we have will probably melt away. In fact, snow showers is the forecast today, mixing with rain showers as we get to a high near 35. Normal high, 31. So we're not too far off.
Not too far off. Let's go outside, top of the Blake building, and check out the weather forecast from Tina.
Good morning, it's Tina at Hometown Heating, Cooling, and More. The wintry mix is on its way and the roads are going to be slick, so let's not forget how to drive in Michigan, folks.
Tina's exactly right. It was very slick this morning. Very slick this morning.
Yeah, further to our north, some schools closed. Leslie, Dansville, a little slick, a little bit more snow up north, and we did have some freezing rain in those areas. In the next 10 days, we will be warm. We'll have some days in the 40s, and it's normally this week is the coldest week of the year.
Really?
But not this year.
I'll be darned. I wanted to ask you, I didn't get a chance to do a show with you yesterday. I wanted to ask you how you were feeling after your big day of acting.
I was very tired. It's very tiring. I don't know how the actors do
I don't
it.
know how they do it.
I think it's an easy job, but it's not.
It's so difficult. And I remember mentioning to you yesterday, you see some of these silly movies or silly TV shows and you think, oh, look at those people. That guy's an idiot. Anyone could do it. It is so difficult. Yeah. And I can't wait to see our little part in this movie if it ever comes out.
It's already been sold to Hallmark.
I know.
So it's going to be in their schedule, probably Christmas of 2025, we're hearing.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
But you had to do a lot of takes because you were messing up, apparently. I don't know why. I didn't have a lot of takes.
Nothing could be further from the truth of what you just said at all.
No.
No. Did you happen to see what happened when you were acting?
Well, it was more difficult for me because
You were playing yourself.
They changed my role halfway through the filming. I was playing Michael Reyes.
Jim Reyes.
And then they changed me to Bart Hawley, so I was playing myself. And that was even harder because I was saying things that I wouldn't normally say.
Well, that's what acting is. Come to find out, obviously, unless you write your own script and produce your own movie. So maybe next time you should do that.
Challenging, but fun.
Fun, as soon as it's over, it's fun. But I wouldn't be looking forward to another day of that anytime soon.
Well, there might be a sequel.
Oh, you never know. You never know.
We also didn't talk about the Lions.
I know.
That game, the Sunday Lions-San Francisco game, was the most watched television event since last year's Super Bowl.
Really?
Yes.
You know what I'm wondering? Are we gonna watch the Super Bowl like we normally do? Like, our team was one game from it.
Yeah.
Are we as excited about the Super Bowl as we normally are? Because the Lions are never in the playoffs, so Super Bowl, it's a fun party. But with our team having lost last week, do we care as much? I say no.
Well, obviously, if the Lions were in the Super Bowl, we'd be all.
That's all we'd talk about.
But I think that there is, because the Lions had such a great season and were in it till just Sunday, there are people that either hate the Chiefs or they hate the 49ers or they hate both. So, I don't know, people will be rooting against, say, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I wonder what those TV commercials would have cost in Lansing had the Lions been in it. Some people dodged some bullets there. Eek. Yeah. Guess where I was yesterday?
Well, you were here.
I was here, and then a bus trip to Hastings,
Andy, coaching
Michigan.
7th grade girls.
Yeah, we had the staff at Hastings, phenomenal people, very welcoming. Everything was awesome. Went to McDonald's afterwards.
Oh, I love McDonald's.
And
Brandon and I went to McDonald's yesterday.
I love McDonald's. Yeah. The kids love McDonald's. We flew right by a Wendy's to go to the McDonald's. So one of the girls said, Wendy's, no chance. We're going to McDonald's.
The bus stopped it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe Williams was driving the bus too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was great. So we stopped at the McDonald's. No one was there. They were completely staffed. It was awesome. Now, this is not a Stephen Hogwood-owned McDonald's. I wish it was. So we go in, and it was probably 15 total of us, 2 coaches, and I think there were 13 of the 22 players left over. So they had those little mobile kiosks, so we're going around doing that. Some people are ordering with the gal at the counter. I'm walking around. They had 4 mobile kiosks, and these girls, they got wads of cash in their hand. These kiosks don't take cash.
No.
So I'm walking around swiping every single thing. But anyway, so we get to about the end, and the girls are behaving, and a assistant manager or manager, I wasn't sure, walked around the corner and said to me, she said, "Excuse me, sir, are you the owner?" And I said, "Coach." And she said, "Can you do me a favor? Next time, would you mind calling ahead?" And I said, "At McDonald's? What would they have done if 3 families of 5 had walked in?" Because that's the same amount of people that were there.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard such a thing?
Calling ahead?
Calling
well,
ahead?
sometimes, you know.
No. There were DoorDash pickups, everything. There was no one in the dining room. Call ahead. I've never heard of that.
If a bus of seniors is going to pull off at Cracker Barrel, they call ahead.
That's fine. That's a sit-down restaurant where people would have to get tables. These are just to go. So, if the line of drive-through cars got to 15 people, would they have walked out and said, "Hey, listen,
I learned something new
you
yesterday.
got to call ahead"?
If you order in the app, you worry like, "Oh, I'm going to order and my food's going to turn cold before the time I get there." It doesn't submit to the restaurant until you're within a minute from the restaurant.
Is that right?
That the app knows. It's
You know what I
amazing.
think upset the staff? Lily had to get some fancy.
Little Lily, huh?
She had to get some big old fancy coffee drink, and then 5 or 6 of them got some ice cream deal. So I think they were a little upset that they had to make those things on the
Well,
menu.
the kids, they were probably starving after. Did they win?
Yes, they did win. Yep, couple nice wins. So that was my trip to the McDonald's in Hastings.
Congratulations, you're 2-0.
That's wonderful.
You know all the gear that they printed up if the Lions had won on Sunday? Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And there's a system in place. The NFL, because all the stuff is scattered all over the country. You know, Dick's and the Sports Authority. The stuff's already been shipped.
Absolutely.
It's in the back rooms. They all are under this super exclusive, top secret contract. They ship everything to a particular warehouse in Maryland, and then every year it goes to an underprivileged country. And this year it's going to the Middle East, where there are a lot of, obviously we've seen such suffering. So that's where people will be able to wear Lions NFC Championship gear in Gaza.
You know, it's interesting, and that happens with every sport. You never see pictures of people wearing this stuff, though. I think I'd like to see more of that.
They might have to sign something.
What, where you can't post a Facebook picture of yourself wearing the NFC Championship?
Yeah,
Huh,
possibly.
interesting. Very, very interesting. It's time for Love Living in Jackson, presented by Heather Herndon and the entire Herndon team here in Jackson. Heather and her team each week remind us why we love to live here, and today Heather's featuring Axe Play. Located downtown at 133 West Michigan Ave on Cortland, Axe Play is Jackson's premier axe throwing bar. Chillax with your friends or make new ones in an exhilarating environment. Do you get it? Are you getting this?
Exhilarating,
I
yeah.
don't know if you were picking this up. A great date night or time out with family. And we've done that. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Thanks to Heather and the entire Herndon team at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services here in Jackson for
Another-
reminding us why we love living here.
Yeah, and another reason to why we love living here, the Potter Center has some great shows coming up in February, and you're invited to get your tickets now. And there are some really, I would say, reasonably priced tickets, starting at $30 for a big Soul of America show. And some of the performers are actual performers who have been in some of the big acts, and they're going to do all your favorites. It's going to be a great night, Saturday, February 10th. And we've got a local act that is going to possibly win Grammys. The Grammys, they're coming up Sunday in Los Angeles. Michael Trotter Jr. was, along with his wife, they were driving on I-94 several years ago. They were really tired. They stopped in Albion, stayed at the Days Inn, and they fell in love with Albion. They called it a little Mayberry. Today, Mitch Albom in the Free Press writes about their road to stardom. They still call Albion their home. They're known as, you may have heard of them, they are taking the country by storm, War and Treaty. And they have 2 nominations at this year's Grammys.
So cool.
And since their Grammy nomination was announced, they have performed at the Lions Thanksgiving Day game, the Emmys, on the CMA Awards, on Christmas at Graceland on NBC, on WWE SmackDown, and much, much more. So congratulations to Albion's own War and Treaty. Good
That's
luck
cool.
at the Grammys Sunday.
That's very exciting. Very, very exciting news.
And check out Mitch Albom's column about them in the Free Press today.
Our show today brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. They're in their 3rd generation of being family owned and operated. Thank you to Vermeulen's. Nate Vermeulen kept the scorebook last night in
good.
Hastings. And I'd say he did a halfway decent job. It looks a little different than the other pages in the scorebook, but good enough.
What was the final score?
It's not worth repeating. Let's get to our scoreboard, brought to you by our friends over at Extreme. Now, you won't see the 7th grade scoreboard today.
Okay.
But I will say, the 7th grade goal team, not allowed a field goal through 2 games.
I heard your daughter Alice scored her first.
She did score a bucket last night. That was fun. Yeah, we had a couple good ones. So there's some boys basketball. Our game, Michigan Center at Columbia Central. I want to thank Michigan Center for their wonderful hospitality having us last night. Everyone there at Michigan Center was so nice to all of our staff. I was talking to Austin and Noah last night, and they just said really first class, from the athletic director down to the folks working the
there's a
concession
great
and
job.
taking the tickets. Just really appreciate all the hospitality. And it was a great game. And by the way, it looks awesome inside there.
Yeah.
Their gym is awesome.
That huge mural.
I love it. I love it. EJ got a win over Vandy, Grass Lake over Homer, Hanover over Leslie, Napoleon over Addison. In girls basketball, it was Bath 61, Springport 58. Got some bowling scores there as well. Let me tell you what's coming up on deck for Tuesday, January 30th. We've got a lot of action. There's the boys and girls basketball schedule, bowling, heavy bowling action, and then competitive cheer. The Cascades Jamboree is at Napoleon, and that's all coming up on deck. Tonight, we'll have highlights, photos, and more on our website, jtv.tv. Thanks to Jeff Steers and our crew.
Sarah was at that game last night.
Was Sarah out there? Yeah,
Sarah,
Sarah, awesome.
Great pictures.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah and Jeff.
Everyone was worried that the automakers were going to suffer from last year's strike. Well, this morning, GM is reporting profits of $10 billion last year. Profit.
What?
$10 billion in profit last year. And UAW workers who work for GM each will be getting $12,500.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's big time. What's the difference?
Yeah.
It makes a difference. 10 billion?
10 billion with a B.
I can't
Profit.
follow all that automaker stuff. The
Yeah.
money's too big, the debt's too big, the profits are too large. I don't understand it.
Well, here's something you can follow, the Alex Murdoch saga.
I'm following this, you know I am.
He was back in court yesterday.
I know he was.
Yeah.
I know he was.
He wants a new trial.
I don't blame him.
You don't blame him.
No, the jury was tampered with, I've been told.
They had one person on the jury who said, "Oh, all the other people, they were arguing with me. They were forcing me to change my vote." And apparently the clerk, Becky, very popular apparently in the area, did suggest keep an eye on Alex, watch his eyes. And so because of that, the lawyer said, "Hey, this is jury tampering. the judge said, no, the guy's really guilty, and there's nothing that's going to change that. Pretty much, that's what she said.
Well, there'll be a new 2020 on that, exploring the saga. I mean, you talk about a freak show. He
Yeah.
is something else. man.
Alex Murdaugh.
Alec Murdaugh.
Alec Murdaugh.
Alec Murdaugh. Yeah. Criminal for life.
Where's Buster?
He's probably on a boat. I have no idea. Today's show is brought to you by Suburban Lanes, Bowling Alley, Dining and Cocktails. They're located 3801 Ann Arbor Road. They have great food, appetizers, soups and salads, burgers, pizza, sandwiches, flatbreads, quesadillas, and a wonderful kids menu. Again, 3801 Ann Arbor Road, Suburban Lanes of Jackson.com.
The Gaylord Convention and Visitors Bureau has canceled the Michigan Snowmobile Festival for this weekend.
All my Hanover guys are going to be salty about that.
No snow. In Gaylord, of all places.
Yeah, it's terrible weather for the, a lot of people have these big trips planned, and I happen to have some friends that are going up next weekend, and, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, but there will be
Well,
snow on the mountains.
I believe there are plenty of taverns and other similar establishments in Gaylord,
Plenty of-
specifically designed for us downstaters. Who's on the show today?
We have a wonderful, wonderful show. We're going to get things started with Emily Moorhead, who is the president and CEO at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, right after this.